Hello friends, it's Friday, which means a new video here on my channel, and I have something crazy to tell you about. I have a story to tell you, but first, let me show you something insane. What did you think? Do you know what that activity is called? It's called rafting or whitewater rafting. And I went camping and whitewater rafting last weekend with some friends, and I'm going to tell you all about this crazy adventure. Let's go. Now, if you're new here, I'm Teacher Shelby. This is Conversa, your place to learn, practice, and actually speak English with confidence. Let's jump right into my story. You're going to learn some new vocabulary, practice your listening skills, and get to learn a little bit about what it's like living here in the US for me, for my personal experience in Utah. Last weekend, my husband and I and two friends, another couple, we decided to go camping and whitewater rafting. I already showed you a short clip of how crazy it was. But first, let's talk about camping. Here in the US, it's normal for Americans, if you don't live in a big city like New York or Los Angeles, right? The United States is so big, and a lot of Americans live in more rural areas or more smaller towns. And something families enjoy doing is going camping. I went camping with my parents and my brothers all the time in the summer when I was a kid. And it's a pretty cheap activity for families if you want to have fun, if you enjoy nature, and if you want to save a little money. Now, camping. Let's talk about it. There are probably 4 different types or styles of camping. The first one is tent camping, where you camp and sleep in a tent. This is a tent. Number 2 is car camping. The same idea. You camp and you sleep in your car or your truck. We have a truck. So you go car camping. Now, number 3 is just camping with a camper. This is what we stayed in. It's an older camper. So a camper is something you pull behind your vehicle, okay? And number 4 is an RV. You go camping in an RV, a recreational vehicle. And these are the ones that you can drive. It has an engine. So, do you like camping? Have you ever been camping? I love it. As long as it's not too hot and there aren't too many bugs. Now you know a little more about camping here in the US. We decided to go from Salt Lake City, Utah, up into Idaho, a hot springs area north of Boise. And this was about a 6-hour drive. So we drove all the way up to Idaho and we found our campsite. This is called a campsite. It's the place you camp or you sleep. There are a lot of places in the US where you can camp on public lands for free, or you can pay to stay at a campground, the entire place with all the campsites. This is called a campground. And we decided to stay at a campground and pay so that we would have running water and we would have bathrooms. Usually when families or friends go camping, they do some other activities during the day. Maybe you can go fishing, you can go hiking, you can go swimming, Or for us, this is a more rare activity, but we decided to go whitewater rafting. So the campsite where we stayed was right along a river. The name of the river is the Payette River. And our friends have all the gear you need, all the things you need in order to go whitewater rafting. So we needed a raft. This is a raft. We needed paddles. We needed PFDs, we call them, or life jackets. And we needed helmets, right? And of course, we needed food, snacks, plenty of water, and we needed sunscreen. You'll see in the photos, we're wearing long sleeves, something to protect our arms and our legs from the sun while we're paddling for hours and hours in the raft. Now, I have to tell you that to go rafting, you need a professional raft guide. Luckily, Caleb, our friend, and Dustin, my husband, they have been raft guides for a job they used to have for 5 years. So they are professionals and they know what they're doing. Because whitewater rafting, it can be dangerous. If you fall out of the raft into the water, there are a lot of rocks. You can get hurt. You could drown. That's why you wear a life vest and a helmet. Now, let me tell you about our adventure. For 2 days in a row, we woke up in the morning, we ate breakfast, we put on lots of sunscreen, right? We put on our bathing suits and our sun shirts to protect us from the sun. We put on our life jacket, our life vest, our PFD. There's a lot of names for this. We put on our helmet and we went to the river with our raft and paddles. So we decided each day to paddle around 20 miles. And on a river like this, you have rapids. These are called rapids. And there are different classes of rapids. Class 1 is really easy. You have class 2, 3, 4, and so on. And they get more and more difficult, more scary, and more dangerous. So we did 2 sections of the river, 20 miles each. So 20 miles one day and 20 miles the next day. And these had rapids that were class 2, 3, and a couple class 4, which you can see in this video here. Check it out. What did you think about that video? Would you ever try rafting? That was a class 4 rapid, and let me tell you, I like rafting. It's so fun, but it's also a little scary in the few minutes you're going down some really high class rapids. But we made it through, and actually, in the 2 days and the 40 miles we paddled and paddled out in the sun, we got an arm workout for sure, and no one fell out of the raft into the river. Can you believe it? After a long day of being on the river, in the sun, working hard, paddling, and having fun, we would come back to our campsite and cook and eat dinner. And then something so amazing is the campsite where we stayed. It had a hot spring right across the road. So we walked to the hot spring where we could soak and relax and rest our tired muscles in the hot water. Is a natural hot spring. It was so beautiful and so relaxing at the end of each day. Our final night camping, we did something that is necessary. Almost every American family will do this when you go camping, and that is you have to make s'mores. You have to make s'mores on a campfire. Now, what are s'mores? S'mores are like a dessert, a camping treat that we make. It's so American and traditional for when you go camping. You build a campfire and you have long sticks that you put marshmallows on the end, and you roast your marshmallow to however long you want to roast it. If you want it just roasted a little bit, or you want it burnt completely black, whatever you like, you roast your marshmallow. And then you put it on a graham cracker and you add some chocolate. And you put another graham cracker on top where you make a sandwich. And then you squish it down, and this is a s'more. It's so delicious. One day you have to try it if you never have. After an amazing weekend of camping and rafting and eating s'mores, we packed up everything and we drove the 6 hours back home to Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, tell me what you thought about this story. Did you understand everything? I hope you learned some new vocabulary and a little more about American culture and what it's like camping and doing outdoor activities here in the US. Now, tell me in the comments if you've ever been camping or been rafting, or if you've ever tried a s'more. Have you ever done any of these things? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed my story. Of course, like, subscribe, share this with a friend who's learning English to practice their listening skills. And we have new videos every single Friday. If you want to watch another crazy story, another listening activity, you can do it here, where I got stuck in an airport for an entire day, like 24 hours. Check it out. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.